I saw school fees in Lekki, and I'm not even joking. I thought they used to exaggerate it. I went to Lekki schools. Eh? All the money I spent in Unilag for 1 year for one child. And that day I was really baffled because I know people say it, but the shock when it happened to us that it was our own turn just for ABCD.
When there was a time when we had finished shooting, and when we got home, I couldn't find the clips anymore. It was crazy for me.
Exactly. So now it's the overthinking that makes you think that you have to be so perfect.
I now went back and started looking for all the videos that I made the day before and 2 days before, just gathering clips, and decided to add voiceover on it. And that video actually blew up. Like, a lot of people, even I watched it 10 times and I was laughing all over again. So at times it might be the ones you don't even think of.
In fact, I always say that creators outside the country don't have as many views as we do, but they earn almost times 2 of what we earn.
Times 2K. Hey, hold your bell. Guys, 3 different celebrities, 3 different influencers, 3 different great people who've done it their own different ways. It wasn't always easy, and they're going to tell us now about overcoming the challenges. But I want you to see that every single person stayed through. You see those things we spoke about, consistency, riding it out, getting your own niche. They stayed through to it, and look at them today. They are entering this bodyguard. It can be you, if it be you. Consistency, yeah? So let's talk about the challenges. We know it was never always rosy, I know. So let's talk about some of the challenges you had to overcome. Let's be as granular as possible. What are some things that you faced? So I'll start with Shaggi, go to Eni, and then Tomike.
One thing you need to know about content creation is challenges. They will always come up. You can never, ever do without them. They will always come up. So for me, when I started, I used to record on my Android phone. I would shoot the video, I would edit after, I remember when there was a time when we had finished shooting, and when we got home, I couldn't find the clips anymore. It was crazy for me. Like, I don't even feel say I won't go outside again. The scripts do, but say I won't go outside, go say hello. I just went to bed. That day I slept all through. The next day I tried to make that video. I wasn't feeling myself while I was shooting. I was just like, I've done this thing yesterday, doing it again. I just forgot about it and wrote another script. So challenges will always come up, no matter the field you are in, no matter who you are. Sometimes it's not even about money. Do you get what I mean? It's not about money. Something like few days ago, I was supposed to have a shoot. I was supposed to shoot 2 skits in a day. We hardly finished one because of the rain. Like, the rain didn't stop. But I was like, even if we don't go shoot these 2, we must finish this one, because actors were on set, A-list actors, and I can't say, bro, can we plan for another day? I don't know their schedules and all that. So I just said, no matter what, if this rain don't come down small, we will continue. And that was how we finished that skit, because you have to do it. If you're serious about it, it's your work. After 2018, after Broda Shaggi's breakout, I was like, this is what I want to face. This is my 24 hours job. I want to take it seriously. Do you get what I mean? Because sometimes you might be doing things for passion and you just forget what you're doing. And YouTube is not like that. YouTube, it's all about consistency. You have to be consistent, because their creators are coming out every day. If you think you're the best creator and you just post one video and leave it for, you can just come back one day, you can just post a video, you just see 500 views. It's that serious. So you have to be consistent. So challenge is not normal thing. When it comes, make sure you face it. Don't give up. Thank you.
All right. I really don't know so much about challenges because
Rich kids.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so to be fair, I'm not even talking about it in terms of like monetary, and I'll tell you guys why. Most times when people talk about challenges with content creation, they say money, but I think that has changed a lot, because Well, to be honest, you guys think about it. If you want to make a lip gloss video, how much is lip gloss really? Like, all I had to do was sit on a table and, go with your lip gloss. I think when, in the continuation of it, maybe money became a factor, but then you're already earning now. So money wasn't a challenge. Not because I had so much money, but because the content did not necessarily need money. And I know so many people whose content don't need money. Adeoye, Omoba, that does the Layi Wasabi's content doesn't need money. Like, so many people's content don't need money anymore. So, and again, I always say, like, in terms of content creators now, it's the overthinking that makes you think that you have to be so perfect.
Please, give any a very big round of applause. Do you hear? Overthinking.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think it's a fear that every human being has, not just in content, because you're overthinking it and you're thinking, oh my god, my fashion transition doesn't look like Enioluwa's own, but you don't remember that when Enioluwa started, he wasn't wearing David Wedge or changing to the big brands you're seeing now. But what I say for challenge is the being able to persevere as
consistency.
Yes. And I think that's what builds it every time. And I tell people, content creation is so easy. There are things that you would do that can make you easily come out. And so I say, in particular, one is, if you wear the same outfit multiple times, people are most likely going to know you. Think about it. Sabinos, Brain Jota, Mr. Macaroni, lying. Because every human being has a brain that stays consistent to something. And so once you see it repetitively, your head is stuck to it. And so you're like, oh, the green shirt again, that is this person now. And so even if Mr. Macaroni, for example, walks in here and doesn't walk, you don't see his face, but you see the outfit, you're like, oh, that's Mr. Macaroni. But so I think the major challenge that people have is not even the monetary value of it, it's being able to persevere and be consistent about it and say to oneself that, oh, if it didn't do well this time, it doesn't mean I should now go home and be like, oh, that's the end of it. It's being able to say, okay, I had 2,000 views here. What can I do to have 20,000 views? What can I do to have 30,000 views? And for every 1 million that you're seeing, and also because again, content makes you feel close to people. So for example, you're seeing Shaggi and you're seeing 2 million views, or you see us and you see 1 million views. It makes it look like, why am I having 20,000 views? That's 1 million views. But a lot of creators have, in fact, I always say it that creators outside the country don't have as many views as we do, but they earn almost times 2 of what we earn.
Times 2K. Hey, Ojubelo.
Exactly. And they don't have the numbers. And so even brands now, when they're looking for creators, they now call nano creators and there's one name, UGC and micro creators, where everybody now creates and then they pay you a certain amount of money. And so you start to put that money back into your content. Well, so I say that I don't think money is the major challenge when it comes to content creation. It's being able to persevere and be consistent at it. And what I tell everybody is that if you want to just act consistency, tell yourself that it is a job. If I was a banker and I had to go to the bank every day, they would give me numbers to bring in. I won't bring in 2 when they say I should bring in 10, and I'll say, okay, I'm giving up. No, I know my salary depends on it. So I'm going to go to work tomorrow again and go and look for the remaining 8. So you have to take it as a job and say to oneself, I'm going to be consistent at this thing and I'm going to go for it, and that's it really.
Amazing. Guys, are you seeing the thread that they are weaving for us? Consistency. They were not deterred. Be it that they were in school, be it that, they didn't have to think of money, they consistently persevered at it. That's why you are not blowing. Some people, like that auntie said, 1 video in 3 months, you will not blow. You hear me? Yeah. Imagine Eni did the first lip gloss video and waited another 4 months to do another one. So you need to be consistent. Tomike, round it up for us with that question.
Like Eni said, I'm just going to pick up on the overthinking aspect. And I feel like overthinking comes at a stage when you're becoming successful and you see that the spotlight is on you and brands are coming and you really start overthinking because you don't want to jeopardize this community that you've built. You don't want to create content that is not up to that standard. And Eni talking just was a reminder for me. I have like 3 shows that I've written on paper. and nobody has even heard about it. Why? Because I keep every morning, I'm like, okay, I just feel like this is not good enough. I just feel like it's good in a way because it also keeps you on your toes. But when it starts limiting you, I think you need to just break off from it, which is what I'm going to try to do as well. Because what I thought of when Eni mentioned it was this thing that I'm even overthinking. When I started, what was I even posting? If I was posting low quality videos and people were watching and I built a community with that, why now that I now have this community am I thinking, oh, it might not be good enough, or I need to add this and add that and add this and add that? So just in case you are in the space whereby you're overthinking that content, put it out. Funny thing about content is the ones that you least expect that even do so well. I had this video that I posted, was it 2 days ago, something about lion, my daughter's school day. Funny thing was, that video on another platform, one of our competitors, it's like that video had the highest comments, I mean, of all my videos on that particular platform. And I did not even set out to make that video. But just from the love of me always documenting, especially when it comes to my children, if something is happening, I'm making a video. At times I'm on a call with my friend and I just see it's interesting. I make a video so I can go back and rewatch it or maybe post on my story. And it was the day when she wore that clothes and my husband just said, "Na Ekiti lion be this one though. Like this is not what we plan for our child though." And he just said it in the living room that they're like, Ekiti lion, this is an entire story on its own. What are you about to say? Video.
I'll take it in.
And so I now went back and started looking for all the videos that I made the day before and 2 days before, just gathering clips, and decided to add voiceover on it. And that video actually blew up. Like a lot of people went, even I watched it 10 times and I was laughing all over again. So at times it might be the ones you don't even think of. If I was overthinking it, so I said, okay, I need to get a cameraman, I need to get sound, lighting. Even you, when you're watching it, you be like, you don't overpackage. Like, it takes the fun out of it at times. So just do it, even if it's not structured. And that's the beauty of voiceover that people are exploring nowadays. Voiceover is like, it can just be me dressing up and I say an entirely different thing from what you are watching. And that just cracks you up. So even if you think, oh, what you are watching is not so interesting, add voiceover. That's how we enter. As I tie that gele that day, the woman just they look me. Before you know it, the video is funny. What were you doing? Nothing. You were dressing up or you were tying your gele. Voiceover can switch up any video, and that's one.
Voiceover more because they allow people to have personality. And so when you start your voiceover, and let me give you an example. If you start your voiceover every time and you say, for example, hey, welcome to
welcome to my channel.
Not even that one. Not that one. Okay, but what I mean is, yes, for example, like, also, if you say, welcome to the day of the life of an unemployed graduate, and people know it sticks. That's the difference. So every time you're doing something the next time, the algorithm just has a way of bringing your content back to the person who watched it the first time. And let me tell you, it could be the most simple things right now. Like we're talking about Mama No Network. You guys know Mama No Network now? Yeah. Really, I act like I did not hear what they said. Come on. Like, it's just the consistency of that thing. And again, voiceovers, platforms are really pushing it because I've noticed that if you do a voiceover, I had a voiceover that had 10,000 comments recently, and I'm like, why? I've done this so many times. And I know that that's something in particular, but you just have to be repetitive with it, that people know that that's your voiceover because it allows for personality and people are looking for that.
And also, adding different personalities, it keeps your viewers engaged, and that's one thing I love about Enioluwa. Tomorrow it can be amala that is eating. Next tomorrow it can be lip gloss that is applying. The next day you can gather people in a room and pour chicken on the floor and pour goat and say, you know what, this is a challenge. Just that factor of you don't even know what to expect will make you want to watch that video. So when you are doing that, the day of unemployed, whatever, when you have that one and you see that the community is building, hold it. look for another one to create. And that was something I realized lately with this thing I was saying about my daughter's school. The first day I made a video about when I saw school fees in Lekki, and I'm not even joking. I thought they used to exaggerate till I went to Lekki schools. All the money I spent in Unilag for 1 year, for one child. And that day I was really baffled because I know people say it, but the shock when it happened to us that it was our own turn just for ABCD. So I got home and then I saw this audio online. Miss Rabbit has fainted. Miss Rabbit has fainted again. And then I just put the caption, when you take your daughter to, when your toddler starts school in Lekki, Miss Rabbit has fainted. Miss Rabbit has fainted again. And then I saw a lot of comments, Miss Rabbit in Abuja is currently in coma because I was unable to pass fainting. And a lot of people just started saying Miss Rabbit, Miss Rabbit, Miss Rabbit. So when she finally started school, I built up on that Miss Rabbit and said, Miss Rabbit finally took rabbits to school and it became a storyline. And the day this lion thing happened, Miss Rabbit blah, 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 blah. That way, Miss Rabbit is here to stay. Anything that has to do with my daughter's school, you probably hear Miss Rabbit again. So that way you keep creating new use in so many ways that a brand will come and say, I don't want Tomike, I want Miss Rabbit. You see that part of this thing, help us slide it in. And that way, you are dynamic. They can never get tired of you.
Amazing. Guys, round of applause for our people.